Hi, my name is Mahogany Rhodes with MonosRealEstate.com. And even though I'm at one of my favorite locations in all the world, I'm not talking about real estate today. Instead, I'm talking about something that's critical to each and every one of us as American citizens, and that is our national security. Now, probably like a lot of the notes I received, you're wondering, what does national security and a real estate agent have in common? Well, here's what I learned last week when I had the pleasure to join 149 other women from all across America to discuss the important components of leadership moving forward and protecting our nation. What I learned is, whether you're a teacher, a truck driver, a police officer, a professional athlete, or even a real estate professional like me, our nation's security is each and everyone's business and concern. And what really makes it critical right now is a thing called the START Treaty. Some of you may have heard that effective December of 2009, the previous treaty had ended. And so now essentially, we have a time where two of the world's most preeminent powers in nuclear arms, Russia and the United States, actually are functioning without a treaty of sorts. Our esteemed president, as well as the president of Russia, have done their job, and they've actually signed a treaty in order to present to their legislative bodies. Here's where our responsibility comes into play. Right now, in this critical time between this election that's coming and the end of the year, some like to call it the lame duck session, we must implore our representatives to call the ratification of that treaty to a vote. Listen, I don't care if you're left or right side, Republican, Democrat, somewhere in the middle, you don't want to be named. But what we do have is the right of citizens to have the representative that we sent to the Senate to actually not block the opportunity to discuss and clarify because of political reasons, but to actually call the vote, bring it to the floor, and let the people that we've entrusted with our security decisions to actually have the dialogue. Now, I'm proud. In Georgia, my wonderful senator, Senator Isaacson, has already signed on. He already believes in it, and so, yay for us. But you know what? Unfortunately, in this conference, I found out that there are several senators from all over the nation that will not discuss it, are doing filibusters to make sure it's not brought to a vote, and they're essentially impeding the security of this nation based on politics, which is absolutely not acceptable on any side. So, here's some facts that makes this make sense. Number one, this treaty, the New START Treaty, would align the United States and Russia on a clear and partnership path in order to lessen the amount of nuclear arms that are in either country's possession. Number two, the provisions of the treaty make it possible for either country to actually check that. They have built and improved upon the original treaty, and so again, we're talking about national security and world security. And then finally, most important of all, we want each of ourselves, our families, many generations to come, to be able to enjoy a world that does not loom under the threat of some type of nuclear war or some type of mishap because of a mistake and because we did not work in concert with each other. So I'm imploring you, take a moment, contact your senator, ask them if they support the New START Treaty. If they do, thank them and employ them to talk to their other colleagues. And if they do not, or they have not, please let them know that it is important to you that they call for the vote during this session, not in 2011, but right now, before December 31st, 2010. It is important to the security of our nation. And then I can go back to selling houses.